So in this video, we're going to be going over some dimensional analysis practice problems. So let's get into it. This first one asks us, if the length of a football field is 100 yards, what is its length in meters? And on all of these, feel free to pause the video and see if you can work these out before I go over them. So if the length of a football field is 100 yards, and we know that 1 meter is equal to 1.094 yards, we can multiply by 1 meter divided by 1.094 yards. And we're dividing the same number by itself because we know they're equal to each other. So that's just multiplying by 1. So the yards will cancel, and we'll be left with 100 divided by 1.094 meters. And that just equals 91.41 meters. And it's actually a little bit different than this. But the reason I report this is because in our problem, you can see that our number of interest has 4 significant figures. So we're going to report our answer in 4 significant figures. This next question asks us, if the density of gold is 19.3 grams per centimeter cubed, what is this density in kilograms per cubic meter? So there's a few things that we're going to have to do to figure this one out. Let's get it started. So we'll start with 19.3 grams over centimeters cubed. And we're going to go ahead and multiply that by 1 kilogram over 1,000 grams. Because we know 1 kilogram and 1,000 grams are the same. So if we divide those, it's just going to equal 1. So now we can cross that out. Now let's get centimeters cubed to meters cubed. This one's going to be a tad bit more difficult because we know, let's write over here, 100 centimeters is equal to 1 meter. But how many centimeters cubed equals a meters cubed? To do that, we're going to have to cube both sides of this. And notice this 100 will be cubed and the centimeter will be cubed. And then the same thing over here. And that'll give us that 100 cubed centimeters cubed equals 1 meter cubed. Okay, so then let's write our 100 cubed centimeters cubed on top, divided by our 1 meter cubed. And that's going to cancel our centimeters cubed. And let's multiply this across. Well, 100 cubed is just equal to 1,000,000. So we'll have 1,000,000 times 19.3, which would just be 19.3 million, divided by 1,000. And if you remember, a million divided by 1,000 is 1,000. So 19.3 million divided by 1,000 should be 19.3 thousand, or 19,300. So given that originally we were told our number to 3 significant figures, a good thing to do at this point would be report your answer as such. So we can see that it already is that. We could also write it as 1.93 times 10 to the fourth. Both of those ways would be just fine. This question asks us, if a runner completes a 20-kilometer race, how many miles did they run? Well, it tells us that 1 mile equals 1.609 kilometers, and they ran 20 kilometers. So let's write 20 kilometers right here. And we're going to multiply this by 1 mile over 1.609 kilometers. Because we know a mile and a kilometer, or a mile and 1.609 kilometers are the same. So if we do this divide by this, it'll equal 1, and we can multiply by that. So the kilometers are going to cancel, and we'll be left with 20 divided by 1.609. 20 divided by 1.609 is equal to 12.4300808. And since we were told our kilometers to 3 significant figures, We'll go ahead and report to three significant figures. So we'll round this to 12.4 miles. The last question asks, a car's tank holds 15 gallons. If the car gets 38 miles per gallon, how many kilometers can it travel on a full tank of gas if 1 mile equals 1.609 kilometers? So let's write what we know. We know that 15 gallons is a full tank and that it gets 38 miles for every 1 gallon. So these gallons will cancel and we'll see how many miles we get out of one full tank. So let's do 15 times 38. 15 times 38 is 570. So that's how many miles a full tank of gas gets us. But it wants to know how many kilometers a full tank of gas can get us. So let's convert this miles to kilometers. Let's write 570 miles down here, and we'll multiply that by 1.609 kilometers per 1 mile. These miles are going to cancel, and we'll be left with 570 times 1.609. So 570 times 1.609 is equal to 917.13. Given that we were told our information using two significant figures, we are going to report to two significant figures. So this will be rounded to 920.